The moment the surgeon told me I was a perfect match for my daughter's failing kidney, I didn't hesitate for even a second. But as I lay in that recovery room, clutching the discharge papers that would send me not home, but to a nursing home, I realized that sometimes the cruelest wounds aren't the ones made by a scalpel. If you're enjoying this story, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss our latest true life tales of betrayal, justice, and redemption. And please tell us in the comments, where are you watching this from? We love hearing from our viewers around the world. My name is Amelia Richardson, and at 65 years old, I thought I'd seen everything life could throw at me. I'd buried a husband, raised 2 children on a teacher's salary, and put myself through night school to become a registered nurse. I'd worked double shifts, sacrificed vacations, and poured every ounce of love into building a life for my family. But nothing, absolutely nothing, prepared me for what my daughter Jennifer would do to me. It started 6 months ago, when Jennifer called me, her voice trembling with fear. "Mom, I need to see you. It's urgent." I drove the 40 minutes to her pristine suburban home in Riverside, Connecticut, my heart hammering the entire way. Jennifer had always been my golden child. Beautiful, successful, married to a wealthy investment banker named Marcus. They lived in a house that looked like it belonged in a magazine, with perfectly manicured lawns and a 3-car garage. When I arrived, Jennifer was sitting at her marble kitchen island, her face pale and drawn. Marcus stood behind her, his hand on her shoulder, his expression grave. "Mom," Jennifer said, tears streaming down her face. "My kidneys are failing. It's genetic. Polycystic kidney disease. Doctors say I need a transplant soon," or she couldn't finish the sentence. My world tilted. My baby girl, my Jennifer, was dying. "Test me," I said immediately. "Test me right now." Marcus cleared his throat. "Amelia, you're 65. The doctors said." "I don't care what they said. Test me." And so they did. Blood work, tissue typing, cross-matching, every test imaginable. 2 weeks later, Dr. Patricia Chen called me into her office with a smile on her face. "Mrs. Richardson, you're a perfect match. 6 out of 6 antigens. It's remarkable, actually. Most parent-child matches are only 3 or 4. When can we do the surgery?" I asked. Dr. Chen hesitated. "I need to be honest with you. At your age, the risks are elevated. Recovery will be harder. You'll need significant support during the healing process." "I have support," I assured her, thinking of Jennifer and Marcus's big house with its guest rooms and round-the-clock comfort. "Then let's schedule it." The surgery was set for 3 weeks later. During that time, Jennifer visited me every day at my small apartment. She brought flowers, made me tea, held my hand, and cried about how grateful she was, how she didn't deserve a mother like me. "Mom, I promise I'll take care of you after this. You'll never want for anything. You can move in with us. We'll convert the downstairs guest suite into your own apartment. You'll be so comfortable." I squeezed her hand. "Sweetheart, I'm not doing this for gratitude. I'm doing it because you're my daughter, and I'd give you both my kidneys if I could." Marcus seemed quieter during these visits, always on his phone, always slightly distant. But I attributed it to stress. His wife was dying, after all. The surgery took place on October 15th at Hartford Medical Center. As they wheeled me into the operating room, Jennifer held my hand until the last possible moment. "I love you, Mom," she whispered. "I love you too, baby." Then the anesthesia pulled me under, and I dreamed of holding Jennifer as a newborn, of her first steps, of teaching her to ride a bike. I dreamed of all the moments that made being a mother worthwhile. When I woke up, the pain was extraordinary. It felt like someone had split me open and rearranged my insides, which of course they had. But through the haze of pain medication, all I could think about was Jennifer. Was she okay? Did the kidney take? A nurse, a kind woman named Rosa, smiled down at me. Your daughter's surgery went perfectly, Mrs. Richardson. The kidney is already functioning. You saved her life. I wept with relief. For 3 days, I recovered in the hospital. Jennifer visited once, the day after surgery. She looked better already. Color in her cheeks, brightness in her eyes. But the visit was brief, barely 15 minutes. I'm still recovering too, Mom, she said when I asked why she couldn't stay longer. The anti-rejection medications make me so tired. Of course, sweetheart. You rest. On the 4th day, Dr. Chen cleared me for discharge. You'll need help at home, she emphasized. No lifting, minimal stairs. Someone to check your incision and help with daily tasks. Do you have that support? My daughter and son-in-law, I assured her. I'm moving in with them during recovery. But when the nurse wheeled me to the discharge area, it wasn't Jennifer waiting for me. It was Marcus, holding a manila folder, his expression cold and businesslike. Where's Jennifer? I asked, my voice weak. She's resting at home. I'll be handling your discharge. Something in his tone made my stomach drop, but I was too exhausted and medicated to process it fully. Marcus drove in silence, but instead of taking the familiar route to their house, he turned onto the highway, heading in the opposite direction. Marcus, where are we going? He didn't answer. 20 minutes later, we pulled up to Riverside Senior Living Center, a nursing home. My hands trembled as I stared at the building. Marcus, why are we at a nursing home? He put the car in park and turned to face me, his expression utterly devoid of warmth. Amelia, this is where you'll be staying during your recovery. What? No, Jennifer said I'd stay with you. She promised. Plans changed. He opened the manila folder and pulled out a stack of papers. These are the admission forms. I've already signed as your temporary guardian. Given your post-surgical state, you just need to sign here, here, and here. I felt like I was in a nightmare. Temporary guardian? I don't need a guardian. I need to talk to Jennifer. Jennifer is recovering from major surgery. The last thing she needs is the stress of caring for someone else. Someone else? Marcus, I just gave her my kidney. His jaw tightened. And we're very grateful. This facility is top-notch. You'll have physical therapy, nursing care, meals provided. Everything you need. I need my daughter, I whispered, tears streaming down my face. Sign the papers, Amelia. My hands shook so badly I could barely hold the pen. But I was weak, disoriented, and terrified. So I signed. Marcus helped me into a wheelchair. More like hauled me, really, and pushed me through the automatic doors. The facility smelled like industrial cleaner and overcooked vegetables. A cheerful woman at the front desk welcomed me like I was checking into a hotel. Mrs. Richardson, we've been expecting you. Let's get you settled in room 247. The room was small and sterile. A hospital bed, a single window overlooking the parking lot, a television bolted to the wall. Marcus deposited my small overnight bag on the chair. Someone will be up shortly to check your vitals, he said. Then, without another word, he left. I sat on the edge of that bed, my incision throbbing. My heart shattered into a million pieces, and I sobbed. For 3 days, I barely ate. The nurses were kind but busy, and I was just another patient to them. I kept asking to use the phone to call Jennifer, but I was told she'd requested no calls while she recovered. On the 4th day, I finally convinced a nurse to let me use her cell phone. Jennifer answered on the 3rd ring. Hello? Jennifer, it's Mom. A pause. Oh, hi Mom. How are you feeling? How was I feeling? Sweetheart, why am I in a nursing home? You promised I could stay with you. Another pause, longer this time. Mom, Marcus and I talked about it. We decided it would be better for everyone if you recovered at Riverside. They have professional care there. But I don't need professional care. I need my family. Jennifer, I gave you my kidney. I know, Mom, and I'm grateful. But that doesn't mean you get to dictate where I live or how I recover. Her words hit me like a physical blow. Dictate? Jennifer, I'm not trying to dictate anything. I just thought. You thought what? That giving me a kidney meant you could move in with us permanently? Mom, we have our own lives. I never said permanently. Just during recovery, like you promised. Things change, Mom. I have to go. I'm still not feeling well. Jennifer, please. The line went dead. I stared at the phone, unable to process what had just happened. This couldn't be real. This couldn't be my Jennifer, the little girl I'd rocked to sleep every night, the teenager I'd stayed up with during her first heartbreak, the woman I'd helped plan her wedding for. 2 more days passed. I was regaining strength, forcing myself to walk the halls despite the pain, determined to heal quickly so I could leave this place. Finally, Jennifer agreed to visit. She arrived on a Saturday afternoon, looking radiant. She'd put on weight, healthy weight, and her skin glowed. My kidney was working perfectly. "Hi, Mom," she said, sitting in the visitor's chair, but not coming close enough to hug me. Jennifer. I reached for her hand, but she pulled away. "Sweetheart, please, help me understand what's happening. Why am I here? Why won't you let me come home with you?" She sighed, like I was being an unreasonable child. "Mom, you're being dramatic. This is a perfectly nice facility. I don't care how nice it is. You promised I could stay with you. And you promised you were giving me the kidney out of love, not obligation," she snapped. "Or was it an investment? Did you think giving me your kidney meant I owed you something?" I felt like she'd slapped me. "How can you even say that?" Jennifer stood up, smoothing her designer dress. "Mom, you need to accept reality. I'm grateful for the kidney, but that doesn't mean I'm responsible for taking care of you for the rest of your life. Marcus and I have discussed it, and we think it's best if you stay here." "For how long?" She shrugged. "We'll see. Maybe permanently. You're 65, Mom. You're not getting any younger. Eventually, you'll need this kind of care anyway." The room spun. "Permanently. Jennifer, I have an apartment. I have a life. I have friends. I was planning to volunteer at the library. Your apartment lease is month to month. We'll give notice. As for your things, we'll put them in storage." "You can't do this." "Actually, Mom, we can. Marcus has power of attorney for your medical decisions during your recovery period. It's all legal. I never gave Marcus power of attorney." She pulled out her phone and showed me a document. There, clear as day, was my signature, shaky and barely legible, but mine, on a medical power of attorney form, dated the day of my hospital discharge. "You signed it when Marcus picked you up," Jennifer said calmly. "You probably don't remember because you were on pain medication." I stared at my daughter, and I didn't recognize her. "Jennifer," I whispered, my voice breaking. "I gave you my kidney. I gave you life." She looked at me with cold eyes. "It's your duty, Mom. You're my mother." "That's what mothers do." Then she walked out, her heels clicking on the linoleum floor, leaving me alone with the devastating realization that I'd sacrificed my body for a stranger. The days that followed were the darkest of my life. I went through the motions of physical therapy, ate the bland cafeteria food, and stared at the ceiling of my small room for hours. The other residents tried to befriend me, but I couldn't bear their kindness. I felt like a fool, a stupid, naive fool who'd believed that love and sacrifice meant something. But on the 8th day of my stay at Riverside, something changed. I was sitting in the common area, pretending to watch television, when I heard a commotion at the front desk. A woman's voice, sharp and urgent, cut through the usual quiet hum of the facility. "I need to see Amelia Richardson immediately. It's a legal emergency." I turned to see a woman in her 40s, dressed in an expensive charcoal suit, her dark hair pulled back in a severe bun. She carried a leather briefcase and had the unmistakable air of someone used to being obeyed. "Mrs. Richardson?" she called out, scanning the room. Her eyes landed on me. "Amelia Richardson?" "Yes," I said weakly, standing up. "That's me." She strode over quickly, her expression a mixture of relief and alarm. "My name is Catherine Walsh. I'm an attorney with Hartford Legal Services. We need to talk immediately. Is there somewhere private?" My heart began to pound. "What's this about?" "Your daughter and son-in-law. Please, Mrs. Richardson. Time is critical." We went to my room. Catherine closed the door and pulled out her laptop, setting it on the small table. Her fingers flew over the keyboard as she spoke. "Mrs. Richardson? Richardson, I'm going to ask you some questions, and I need you to be completely honest with me. Did you willingly agree to stay at this facility?" "No, I signed papers, but I was on medication. My son-in-law brought me here after my kidney donation surgery. My daughter promised I could recover at her home." Catherine's jaw tightened. "Did you grant Marcus Holloway medical power of attorney?" "He said I did, but I don't remember signing anything except admission forms." "Did you give permission for your apartment to be vacated or your belongings to be moved?" "No, Jennifer mentioned it, but I never agreed." Catherine spun her laptop around. On the screen was a legal document, a will. "Mrs. Richardson, is this your signature?" I leaned forward, squinting at the screen. The document was dated 3 months before my surgery. According to this will, I was leaving my entire estate, including my pension, savings, and life insurance policy, to Jennifer. But that wasn't my will. "I never signed this," I said, my voice shaking. "My real will splits everything between Jennifer and my son Daniel. This isn't even close to my signature." Catherine's expression turned grim. "I suspected as much. Mrs. Richardson, your daughter and son-in-law have been planning this for months. They forged your will. They used your compromised post-surgical state to obtain fraudulent medical power of attorney. And I believe they've been hoping you wouldn't survive the surgery or recovery." The room tilted. "What?" "Your kidney donation at 65 was high risk. If something had gone wrong, if you died during or after surgery, Marcus and Jennifer would have inherited everything. When you survived, they pivoted to Plan B. Isolate you, institutionalize you, and wait." "Wait for what?" Catherine's eyes met mine with terrible compassion. "For you to die naturally. Mrs. Richardson, this facility costs $8,000 per month. Your Medicare doesn't cover it. Who do you think is paying?" I assumed Marcus and Jennifer." "They're billing it to your savings account, the one you worked 40 years to build. At this rate, you'll be broke in 6 months. And once your money runs out..." She didn't need to finish the sentence. I couldn't breathe. "How did you find out about this?" "Your son Daniel hired me. He'd been trying to reach you for days, but Jennifer told him you decided to take an extended vacation at a wellness retreat. He got suspicious and did some digging. When he found out about the kidney surgery and your subsequent disappearance, he contacted me immediately. Daniel knows I'm here? He's in the parking lot right now. He wanted me to speak with you first and explain the legal situation." Catherine pulled out more documents. "Mrs. Richardson, we need to act fast. I've already filed emergency motions to void the fraudulent power of attorney and freeze your assets. But I need you to make a formal statement and sign some documents." My hands shook as I reached for the pen. "Will this hold up in court?" "Absolutely. We have handwriting experts who will testify that the signatures are forged. We have your medical records showing you were heavily medicated when you signed the nursing home admission forms under duress. And we have evidence that Marcus and Jennifer have been liquidating your assets. Mrs. Richardson, this is elder abuse and financial exploitation. They could face serious criminal charges. I signed the documents. My signature strong and clear. Nothing like the shaky scrawl on the forged papers. What happens now? I asked. Now you leave with me and your son. I've already arranged for your discharge. Then we go to the police and file a formal complaint. After that, we go to their house and retrieve your belongings. Jennifer won't let us in. Catherine smiled grimly. I have a court order. She won't have a choice. 2 hours later, I walked out of Riverside Senior Living Center with Catherine and Daniel. My son wrapped me in a careful hug, tears streaming down his face. Mom, I'm so sorry. I should have known something was wrong. You couldn't have known, sweetheart. We drove to Jennifer's house in 2 cars, Daniel's truck and Catherine's sedan. When we pulled into the circular driveway, I saw Jennifer and Marcus through the front window, sitting at their dining table, laughing over wine. My kidney had saved Jennifer's life, and she'd tried to destroy mine. But as we walked toward that front door, with a police officer and a court order, I realized something. They hadn't destroyed me. They'd only revealed who they truly were. And now, it was time for them to face the consequences. Thank you so much for reading Amelia's story. If this tale of betrayal and justice moved you, please subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. Don't forget to comment below and tell us, where are you watching from, and what would you do if you were in Amelia's situation? We read every single comment. Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll reveal what happened when the police knocked on Jennifer and Marcus's door, and how Amelia got her justice. You won't want to miss it.